United States of America has expanded its arsenal of extraordinary military technology and is now making every effort to prevent enemies from gaining access to the technology and learning all the details. The U.S. has unveiled an incredible stealth bomber capable of carrying nuclear weapons, so it's no surprise that China wants to uncover the secrets of this weaponry and build a similar version, as has happened with other advanced American defense systems like the F-35. As we know, the United States continues to significantly increase its military capabilities to counter potential adversaries such as Russia and China, and to support Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. So in this video, we'll discuss the new impressive bomber that will greatly strengthen the U.S. military. Get comfortable, subscribe to the channel, and let's begin. The American B-21 Raider conducted its first test flight, becoming the next American stealth bomber capable of carrying nuclear weapons. The strategic B-21 Raider performed its flight in Palmdale, California, where it's being tested and developed by Northrop Grumman. The U.S. Air Force plans to build 100 such aircraft, resembling the wing shape of its predecessor, the B-2 Spirit. However, the new bombers will utilize advanced materials, power systems, and stealth technologies, making them more resilient in future conflicts. The aircraft is planned to be produced in both manned and unmanned variants. B-21 Raider undergoes flight testing, commented U.S. Air Force spokesperson Ann Stefanik. According to Stefanik, such testing is a crucial step in the campaign to ensure resilient, long-range, penetrating strike capabilities to deter aggression and strategic strikes against the U.S., allies, and partners. The B-21 Raider is the first new American bomber in the last 30 years, and almost every aspect of the program is classified. However, it's known that the aircraft can cover long distances, penetrate enemy defenses, deploy the appropriate weapons, and return to base with minimal interception risks. The Northrop Grumman B-21 Raider is a prospective strategic bomber under the Long Range Strike Bomber, or LRSB, program, developed for the U.S. Air Force by Northrop Grumman under a contract awarded in October 2015. Both the U.S. Air Force and Northrop Grumman also highlight the relatively fast development of the Raider. The bomber has gone from the contract stage to debut in just 7 years. In contrast, other new programs for fighters and ships have taken a decade. Like its predecessor, the B-21 is designed with a flying wing scheme, with an arrow-shaped leading edge and a rudimentary protruding fuselage. The trailing edge of the wing has a W-shaped form. On the B-2 aircraft, this part of the airframe differs in a more complex shape and construction. Unlike the B-2, the new B-21 does not have protruding air intakes on the sides of the fuselage. These devices are integrated into the wing and do not extend beyond its profile. There are small protrusions on the sides of the fuselage for the power plant, and the engine nozzles are maximally hidden in the airframe. In the nose of the fuselage, there's a cockpit canopy similar to the one used in the B-2 project. Its size may indicate the internal dimensions of the cockpit and, consequently, the size of the crew. It's noteworthy to consider the landing gear structure. The three-point scheme with a nose support is retained. All landing gear struts have 2 wheels, with larger wheels used for the main landing gear. The landing gear bays are covered by complex-shaped doors that open sideways. The B-2 had a more elaborate landing gear with a different door construction. The main difference between the B-21 and the B-2 is considered to be the lower cost. It's worth noting that, according to some data, the cost of one Spirit exceeds $2 billion, making it the most expensive aircraft in the world. The cost of the B-21 Raider is unknown. Previously, the U.S. Air Force estimated its cost at an average of $550 million each in 2010 dollars, approximately $753 million in today's currency. However, it's unclear how much is actually being spent. The total amount will depend on how many bombers the Pentagon decides to purchase. The B-21 Raider and a modified version of the B-52 Stratofortress will be the main bombers in the U.S. Air Force fleet. Members of the U.S. Congress have stated that the U.S. Air Force plans to have a mixed fleet of strategic bombers from 2 types of aircraft in the future. The formation of a two-type bomber fleet is important as the Air Force shifts to a strategy the Pentagon calls competition of great powers, preparing for conflict with an equal or near-equal power such as China or Russia, said Lieutenant General David Naum, Deputy Chief of Staff for Plans. The new B-21 bombers are intended to replace the B-1 Lancer and the B-2A Spirit strategic bombers. According to General Naum, the inconspicuous Northrop Grumman B-2A Spirit bombers will remain in service for about 10 more years until the B-21 achieves full operational readiness and is certified for nuclear weapon delivery. The U.S. Air Force reported that only 51.75% of the 62 B-1 Lancer bombers were mission capable in 2018. However, in August of last year, General John Haidt informed lawmakers that only 6 B-1 Lancer bombers were fully mission capable, indicating that the fleet is in much worse condition than previously estimated. The Air Force proposed retiring 17 aircraft of this type as part of its budget for 2021. Congressman Mike Conaway is dissatisfied with the fact that the U.S. Air Force is discussing retiring the newer B-1 Lancer aircraft before much older B-52s, some of which may continue flying until they reach 100 years old. Although Naum acknowledged that many B-52s are old in terms of years, they're relatively young in terms of flight hours because bombers during the Cold War years mostly stayed on the ground awaiting nuclear alerts and did not fly as intensively as the B-1 Lancer. By upgrading key components of the B-52, including replacing engines, adding new radar and other technologies, we'll be able to do things with this aircraft that we couldn't do with the B-1 or B-2, emphasized Naum. Interestingly, Australia had some interest in B-21 Raiders. In December 2022, an Australian Strategic Policy Institute report advocated the acquisition of a number of B-21 Raiders to enable Australia to have a greater long-range strike capability. The report states that a B-21 could fly 2,500 miles without refueling while carrying more munitions as compared to the maximum 930-mile range of the RAAF's F-35 fighter jets, which require air-to-air refueling. A single B-21 can also deliver the same impact as several F-35As. Additionally, the B-21 can attack targets from secure air bases located in Australia's south with greater proximity to more personnel, fuel, and munitions. During bilateral talks held in August 2022, it was reported that the U.S. might allow Australia to procure the B-21. However, the Defense Strategic Review released by the Australian government on 24 April 2023 stated that the B-21 was not considered a suitable option for acquisition. So what do you think about the new stealth bomber? Will it significantly strengthen the U.S. military, or is it a futile expenditure of money? And how soon do you think China might steal this technology? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. See you soon!